And we're back to Margaret Staib part deux, because clearly I have to upgrade the Zoom for to go longer than 20 minutes because I'm not done yet with her. So we were just talking about how the doctor prescribed enough steroids to kill a horse. Your pharmacist refused to fill them, which kudos to that pharmacist. And this support group that you created because there wasn't one in your community. And in your story, for those of you, go back and please listen to part one. I have found that when God, because I am a woman of faith, I find that when, and I know that you are as well, that when God puts a trial in front of us, that we need, it is our human nature, I think, to try to find community so that we don't feel alone, so that we don't carry the burden of it by ourselves. And I think that when, and even the person who doesn't want to come to the support group, they're still finding community within you on the telephone, right? So you're offering community. And I find that when we turn what is a trial into a place of healing for others, I think that's when angels come out to play, and together there's a like a healing unification.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All your angels and your spirit guides and everybody, it's one big party, you know? And while you're going through that, I think it's important to then open your eyes and really see the things and the messages that are, you know, I feel like when you do, right? When you do that, don't you find like, oh my gosh, there's another feather. I just saw one yesterday, you know, all the time. But you're 100% right. When you have someone in your back pocket, it's a little easier to put one foot in front of the other, you know?
I like that saying, when you have somebody in your back pocket, it's easier to put one foot in front of the other.
Yeah. And that person doesn't even have to be living, right?
Yeah. No. I mean, you know, I just completed my second short film, which we're in the coloring process right now. And it was a very, very difficult thing for me to write. It took me a good 3 years to write it. And what I found is that when you are, in my case, you created a support group, a foundation, and I created art out of my trauma because that's the way I process. And I found that once I was able to do that, and once I was able to birth it through writing it, that's when the angels and the spirit guides and the feathers started showing up. And that's when I knew that I actually was doing kind of, not to sound hubristic, but God's work, because everything was falling into place.
Mm-hmm.
So everything,
sure.
Yeah.
And the words came easy and the right people for the part came easy, and it was supposed to be, you know, it's organic as opposed to trying to make something work so hard. You know, if something is trying to be done and it's work, then it's not your work, you know. And you are so gifted. I was actually just talking to somebody the other day about your book, Gracefully Gone. I mean, I have read that book 3 times. It's just so wonderful. And then, so I can't wait to see this second piece of your amazing work, because you are so gifted. And I just, and, you know, it's a connection for me too. You know, I miss you so much, and I get a little piece of you. So
sweet. Yeah, I'll send you guys a link because I'm almost done. But I just want to say that you've always been a very calming source in my life. You've been a very calming friend. I think because your faith is sometimes strong enough for us both. And that whenever it's really that I've been down or I've had really hard times, and you know I've had them, you've always been there, and you've always helped me in a calming manner pull myself up by my bootstrap. And so the fact that you're doing that for so many in your community is really a testament to the power of your spirit and the just the ultimate compassion that you have for your you just have so much humanity.
Oh, I love it. Well, you're the same thing for me. So,
Well,
you know, and you know that when I need you and you're there and you are that same calming voice and it's going to be okay.
that's
You
really
know,
because no one would ever describe me as calm. And yet that's the name of my production company. It's Calm Production.
calm production.
Calm
No,
Produ-
you know, when you listen, you know, your voice is like honey, you know, and so yeah, we don't always have to be calm, you know, like but it is, it's and that's friendship, you know, and that's when, you know, you talk about when you were writing your art, right? Like you feel loved. So that gives you the gift to be able to write what you did. You know, I'm able to do this and I'm able to look in the mirror now without crying. Oh, sorry, that's the dog. Um, um, you know, look in the mirror without crying because I have been loved, right? I have been given the gift of that love from, you know, so many people, from, you know, not just my husband, you know, my girls, you know, when, you know, Hope just started dating somebody new and he's so nice and he's not seen me bald yet. And, you know, I wanted to jump in the pool and I'm like, what am I so afraid of? You know, if he's going to know me, he's going to know me. And, you know, and
Exactly.
so I did, you
And if
know.
he's going to come into the Staib household, he has to know.
Yeah.
He's got to know what he's getting into.
No shit, right?
He's got to know the game that he's playing.
Oh yeah, a lot of women in this house.
Yeah, very, very brave, very, very brave. It was always Andy's. I always knew he was going to be surrounded by beautiful women. He's
Oh,
definitely a girl dad.
because yes, he was growing up, right?
Yep, 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 was. Well, Margaret, I just think that you're remarkable, and I think that you're remarkable in taking your trial and turning it into a triumphant tribute, and for opening up your heart and your soul to create a safe place for people to come and receive the support that and love that they need from you. And I think not everybody would be as graceful as you. And so you have pulled yourself up by your bootstraps beautifully. I'm proud of you and I love you. And thank you for being my first guest on Bootstrap Bitches Season 2.
I love you.
I love you. Okay, I'm going to stop recording. Bye, guys. Stay tuned. And I'm going to link in whatever format I figure out how to do this. And you know, my IT department is in 9th and 10th grade, so I have to wait till they're done with school. We'll figure it out, and I will link all the information to Margaret's support group and NAF, you know, so anybody else who's out there.
Yeah, there's support groups all over the world. So if you live in, you know, Guam, there's one in Guam, there everywhere. So all you have to do is search on the site.
Yes, I will link all that information. Thank you guys for tuning in. Can't wait to see you next time.